So you guys already know Modern Warfare is going to be a huge game. They're packing as much content within this game as possible. We have Battle Royale potentially that was just leaked, the campaign, multiplayer, Spec Ops, and a bunch of other stuff. They're really trying to put everything within this game, but that may come at a cost because are they going to be able to actually finish this game? Are they going to be able to say, this game is fully ready for launch? Because Black Ops 4, although they technically finished the 3 modes for that game, was it really ready for launch? No, it obviously wasn't. There were so many issues that made the game completely unplayable in so many parts of the game. So many features for Black Ops 4 weren't even added until now. And, obviously we don't have factions within zombies. We just got contracts in multiplayer. We have blue screens in zombies. We had so many different issues, and there's issues in bugs every day within Black Ops 4. So Modern Warfare, they're working hard, and you guys see the devs, they seem pretty committed to actually bring us a perfect game. That's, part of the reason why they're not showing us gameplay, because every time people ask an IW director, developer, or the community manager, they pretty much respond, we're gonna show you guys gameplay soon, but we want to make sure it's perfect. And they're really going for perfect this time around. But is perfect possible? There are some leaks that I'm gonna go through within this video that hint at the possibility that this game could actually be delayed because there's just not enough time in the day to finish all of this ambitious stuff they want to work on. So let me go through here, let me lay it out for this, why this is actually possible, and hopefully it's not delayed. Obviously I don't want this game to be delayed. This is not confirmed, so hopefully it's not. Hopefully they get everything done, but from the sound of it, it seems like they have a lot of stuff to do. So let's go through the first thing here, which is the Spec Ops. So it was leaked a couple of days ago. A bunch of different leakers have been, revealing these different sources, and I think most of you guys already know this, but Spec Ops sort of just started development pretty recently, it seems like, and there's still a lot of stuff to do with Spec Ops in the development cycle. Like, they really barely have anything with Spec Ops. They have the base. I don't work at Infinity Ward, so I don't have the specifics of where they're exactly at the development cycle of Spec Ops, but all I know is that they have a long ways to go with Spec Ops, and they need to make a lot of progress. Multiplayer and campaign pretty much done. They're just fine-tuning that, but Spec Ops, they really need to add a ton of content. They obviously advertise Spec Ops at E3 as this, Spec Ops plus, Spec Ops as you know it, but so much more. So if they want to add the so much more, if they want to add all of these different new aspects to Spec Ops, these new ambitious parts of the game that we've never seen before, they need to put the time in to actually get it done. And people have been saying, Spec Ops, could they actually finish all that they want to do on release? And obviously what might happen and what would suck is if they don't release it, or if they don't finish it, they're just not going to release it. So we'll pretty much have Spec Ops, but we won't have as much content as we would have had if they actually finished it, and maybe we'll just get that content later on in the cycle of Modern Warfare, maybe a couple months after launch, or they'll just release it as DLC. So I don't know. As long as I'd rather them finish it during their sort of development cycle, but if we get it after the launch date for Modern Warfare, that's not so bad. I think for me, and at least a lot of people, we want the game to work. We want the game to run smoothly. We want the game to not have any crazy bugs or lag issues. I think that should be people's number one priority. And if, they're missing maybe a small section of Spec Ops, and they release that small section of Spec Ops for free a month after launch, in the end of November, I don't think that should be that big of a deal. But let's talk about another thing here, Battle Royale. Battle Royale was just leaked. A bunch of you guys have been saying, Activision Infinity Ward, they haven't confirmed it, they haven't denied it. That's pretty much what's going on here. Battle Royale has not been confirmed or denied by Infinity Ward, so it may be coming. And the leaks, a bunch of different leaks, the sources that we've been seeing, pretty much saying that Battle Royale is coming, but Battle Royale was just, started development, a couple of months ago, and there's still so much to do with Battle Royale as well, that's just another task that I didn't think Infinity Ward was really, ready to handle. And I wonder if Activision is making them, do this Battle Royale for this game because they know that, it could create some sort of stream of revenue for them. Because I'm pretty sure Infinity Ward, they wanted for the most part to create these 3 game modes and really go all out with them and make this sort of universe, this new Modern Warfare universe. And from the sound of it, it doesn't really sound like Battle Royale fits into any of that stuff. Unless Infinity Ward wanted themselves to make a Battle Royale, I really really don't think it was them. I think Activision told them. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. But regardless of if Activision told them to make the Battle Royale or if Infinity Ward themselves just really want a Battle Royale again, they really don't have time to do this. And I don't know, again, Infinity Ward's development team and how hard they're working. And hopefully, again, you have to think now, especially with the recent Treyarch Kotaku article that came out where these guys were working endless hours and the QA testers didn't have air conditioning in the summer. I mean, you don't want these guys working 18 hours a day or some, ridiculous number trying to finish up this game. So if there's so much for them to work on and they're working every single day, this thing about like you're going to work every day and you're working weekends and you're not going home and you're sleeping there and you're just constantly working to grind this game out, having a Battle Royale added on top of that probably isn't the best thing. So hopefully something is going down there. Maybe there's another studio jumping in to work with them and help out with the Battle Royale. I don't know how specifically that's working out, but again, hopefully it's not too much for them because, again, like I said, and I think you guys agree, I'd rather them just create a finished game that runs smoothly and what they work on, their core elements is actually well done. It's quality over quantity. So it'd be nice to have all these different modes, Battle Royale, this and that, multiplayer, zombies, all this different stuff. But at the end of the day, if you have a ton of different modes and they all suck, then what's the point? So hopefully, again, the Battle Royale, it's not confirmed. Most likely, according to the leaks, it is happening. So, I don't know. That seems like something that, if anything, they might not finish at all. And I don't think people are dying for a Battle Royale, so we could see that later on after release anyway. So that could be something that we just see later on in the cycle, and I don't think it would be too big of a deal. Now, so we just talked about the two modes here that I could definitely see being delayed. Spec Ops and Battle Royale, especially those two, just seems like they could be delayed a month or two out from the game's launch. But let's talk about it in general. If they want to make this game a full, perfect launch, and they want everything to be there on launch, and they want everything to run smoothly on launch, maybe they'll just delay the whole game because, like I said, they want every bit of single content they worked on to be at launch for a perfect launch. So if that's the case and they can't finish Spec Ops, they can't finish Battle Royale, maybe they're not done bug testing multiplayer and they're not done fine-tuning the campaign, whatever they're not done with, they might actually delay it a whole month into November. Now here's the thing, it was actually confirmed from the Kotaku article a couple of days ago or last week that Black Ops 4's release was pushed to October, specifically because of Red Dead Redemption 2 and all of those other games that were releasing in November last year. I mean, I just thought it made sense, but there was never any confirmation of that's the reason why they're doing that. So why are they doing it again this year? Why is it October? Why not just, have this end of November release date? I feel like there's just no reason to bring these titles closer and closer. Why? I'd rather wait. I'd wait till December for a good Call of Duty, and the fact that they're pushing it to October again is a bit weird. And I think Infinity Ward themselves, they would much rather have this game, release the end of November instead of the end of October. Now, even if Infinity Ward isn't having these issues in their development team, and maybe they're on track, and they've said, I feel like a bunch of them have been tweeting out like, we are doing really well. I think one of the art directors from Infinity Ward pretty much said that we're at the best point that I've ever, or he's been at the best point that he's ever been for any sort of game he's worked on. Any team that he's worked on, he is at his best point there with that game. So they're, really moving well apparently. But I think if I was them, I'd rather have this game release a month later just to make sure everything is good. All of their ambitious, projects and ideas and all these different game modes, they run well, they work well, and having this release a month later or even the beginning of December, I think, let me know again in the comment section below what you guys think about that. I think it's not that big of a deal, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game is delayed, and I honestly wouldn't even care. I feel like a bunch of people might freak out, like, oh, if they see the title Modern Warfare delayed, they're gonna be like, oh my god, Modern Warfare, this game's gonna suck, this and that. I don't think that's the way you should think, but it should be like, okay, you know what, they have an extra month to just fine-tune things, get things done, and it's not always the worst thing if a game is delayed, because I'd rather a game be delayed than it launch unfinished. launch, and I think hopefully you guys feel the same way too. So again, like I said, I'm acting like this game's gonna be delayed. Most likely it won't be delayed. Most likely I think we're fine at this point. I just want to raise this question and, you know, make this video because it is a possibility, and I talked about obviously within this video why it's a possibility, and I can definitely see it happening, but hopefully it doesn't. Most likely it won't, and you know, that's pretty much that. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you guys think about Modern Warfare, you know, potentially being delayed. What are your opinions on that? Would you care? Would you not care? Do you want the game to run smoothly on launch, or do you want them just to release it? I mean, we're gonna see the beta. The beta is gonna be a huge thing. If the multiplayer runs well on the beta, it's usually a good sign for the Call of Duty. If the beta is having so many bug fixes and, you know, so many lag issues and the servers don't work at all, that's probably going to be a bad sign. That means they have to go back and really, you know, grind and finish multiplayer. So the beta is going to be the real test to see how this game is going to work out on launch and if it's going to be ready. And maybe we'll see some other stuff for the beta, Spec Ops beta. Even if they have a Spec Ops beta, then that's going to be pretty cool because that means they pretty much worked on Spec Ops endlessly, non-stop, and they got it to a point where we could play a beta of it, and they could bug test that, and they can make sure Spec Ops is also 100% perfect on launch as well. So that'd be pretty cool. We'll just have to wait and see. That's going to be coming up very soon this summer. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Bye.